Travel to any city anywhere in the world and ask its residents if the condition of its streets is important. 10 out of 10 times you will hear a yes. That's because people are on the move, and everybody, in one form or another, uses the streets to get where they're going. The city of Ada wants to improve all 160 miles of its streets, but where to start? In the past, the city relied on a hodgepodge of methods to inventory and prioritize its streets, including but not limited to employee and citizen reports. Of course, maintaining that many miles of street means that conditions are always in flux due to weather, increases in traffic, or some other traumatic incident. In an effort to maximize safety, efficiency, and savings, the City of Ada has contracted with Infrastructure Management Services to complete a detailed inventory and condition rating of every single road inside city limits. The data they provide the city will allow for prioritization in terms from worst to best and give city staff a solid game plan moving forward.
Well, the data we collect for the city is to tell the city exactly where they need to start working on their roads. And we all know where bad roads are at, but we're trying to tell you where they're starting to degrade. And that way that helps you with your budget and make your budget less going across the years as opposed to just fixing and rehabbing complete roads.
Using a specially equipped van, IMS team members drove and scanned all of Ada's 160 miles of streets within a few days' time. This marks the first time this kind of comprehensive data gathering relative to Ada street conditions has ever occurred at one time, and that data will be incredibly valuable to the city in years to come.
Well, this van is what we call a laser road tester. In the front bumper there you have 11 lasers that evaluate the road pavement for rut depth, cracks, and evenness. And what we do is we evaluate your road pavements. During a test we have one person that drives, and they're our most important person. They keep us safe and keep us from hitting other objects. And we have a person who gives a visual evaluation of the pavements by using a touchscreen computer that's in the passenger seat, and then you have myself who sits in the back seat who hits a button and reads a map all the time.
Many of Ada's streets are dilapidated to the naked eye, while others may contain subsurface cracks that are not readily visible. Using the lasers, the IMS crew is able to spot and record all street imperfections, regardless of whether the damage is obvious or not.
We've got several different types of cracks. Our basic cracks, what our rater is looking for, is what we call longitude, alligator, and block cracking, and edge cracking. And basically it's just like it sounds. A longitudinal crack is a crack that goes straight up and down the road with the road. An alligator crack is a crack that looks a lot like an alligator's back. A block crack is a crack that looks like what I call a 3-year-old puzzle. A puzzle that's made for a 3-year-old, and that's what block cracking looks like. And then edge cracking, well, that's cracking on the edge of your roads. So, I mean, it really is that simple, too, when you're defining them. You've got some issues, but so does every other town. That's not any different than any other town we've ever been to.
Because IMS is scanning the entire network of city streets, it is making a record of recently reconstructed streets as well. While it stands to reason those streets should be low on the repair priority list, the scan will reveal any imperfections those new streets might be hiding, as well as establish a condition baseline for all city streets moving forward. IMS uses the Pavement Condition Index, or PCI, to rate street condition, a system originally developed by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Well, everything is rated in the United States on a PCI scale that's rated 0 to 100. Around the average around the country is 68 to 75, somewhere in that number frame. And that's what the federal government wants every city to be at, is in that average to normal area. Of course, everybody wants their roads to be good and great, and one of the things that our report does tell you how to do is what it's going to take to improve your road system depending on that PCI value.
Once all the streets have been scanned via fieldwork, the data is analyzed and presented to the City of Ada so that a long-range and cost-effective rehabilitation plan may be developed and implemented. The cost for the entire service, which includes analyzed data, software, and follow-up consultation, is about $57,000, which is funded by Proposition 1. Prop 1 is a 3/4 cent sales tax dedicated to infrastructure improvement in Ada.
Well, this will come with a book, and this will also come with a program. On this project, we're using what's called Pave Pro, and we'll have an engineer come into town and educate and train your engineers on how to use that system that's called Pave Pro.
Once the data has been absorbed, the city can partner that data with its geographic information systems and begin the important work of making sure all of Ada's streets are safe, smooth, and optimized for travel, and do so in the quickest and most efficient manner possible. This process removes any political or preferential influences traditionally associated with street repairs, thereby serving the best interest of the greatest number of citizens in the most timely manner.